Hey, what's up? This is Comic 95, and my DNA results from Ancestry DNA are finally in, so I wanted to share those with you guys. So, I actually ordered mine through Amazon, and it was $99. I have Prime, so what I did was I ordered it first thing in the morning, and it arrived like about 4 or 5 hours later, which was crazy. I also got along with some other random things, such as my Miku hat, which I have not worn yet, but that's another story. Anyway, this is what your little kit thingy will look like. And on top of that, you'll open it up. You've probably already seen pictures. Unlike me, everything's just falling out. Inside of this little thingy, you will have a test tube. And what you're going to do is just spit inside this, fill it up to the line, or over the line like how I did. And there's going to be like a little box, a small little box that you're just going to put it inside of a baggie and put it inside of the box and mail it off. Postage is already paid for. What I did, because I noticed that a lot of people complained, excuse me, about not knowing when it, where it is, it's taking it so long to arrive. I was smart, and I actually took a picture of the box because it has a little, I can't think of the word, the little shipping number code thingy for you to keep the tracking number. So I just took a picture of it, and then I just typed the numbers into USPS's website for their tracking so I can keep track of the package myself before they send me a notification so that I will know where it is, where it's going, if it arrived at the wrong place, etc. It gave me peace of mind, and I highly recommend that you do the same thing. You will also receive this little booklet which walks you through the steps of everything's just falling, excuse me. I'll worry about that later. But it'll walk you through all of the things that you need to know, the steps to completing the DNA test. So, and it folds open more. You'll get all of this. So, I'm gonna look at my phone so I can give you guys exact dates. In total, the process took me exactly 4 weeks. It tells you on their website, as well as on the kit, that it takes 4 to 6 weeks for them to give you the results. I know that they exaggerate the time so that this way, when it comes what you think is early, you'll be really happy like me, or kind of like me, and be like, oh my god, my results came early, blah, blah, blah. But it's really just a little marketing scam scheme type thing, so that this way they're not being bombarded with calls of people asking, oh, where's my DNA results? Are they in the lab yet? Blah, blah, blah. They are also kind enough. Sorry, my light went out. If you go to their website and log into your profile, it actually keeps tabs of where your test is, whether it's on its way, it's arrived, in the lab processing, or if it's done. Once your results are done, you will definitely get an email, and they email you each time that it moves on to a new step and progresses. I think there's like 3 steps. So the first one is it arrives, then it begins lab processing, and then it's done. So really just 2 steps, technically 3. Anyway, so let's get to it. I will tell you beforehand, I was really, really shocked at my results because they weren't what I expected at all. I always doubted certain things that I had been told, but some things I didn't really believe. One of the biggest things that I personally doubted that my family did not and still holds true to is the Native American aspect. Like most Black people, African people, whatever, African Americans, I should say, we were constantly told, oh, you have Native American, that's why you have, good hair, other little, like, dumb things like that are just complete nonsense to me. But, like I said, just going based off of what I've been told as well as other people. And to me, I always thought that it was silly because anybody can have super curly hair. You don't have to be mixed, biracial, have Native American, whatever. I always thought it was lots of crap. And if that were true, I have family members who are biracial, half white, half black. And as far as I know, they have no Native American in them, and they have the same hair as me. So it could be from having, white ancestry, which is what I figured was more probable than Native American. But once again, just my own little opinion. And as I kind of already spoiled for you, I have no Native American in me whatsoever. And yeah, that was a real shocker to my grandparents as well as my mother. Um, let's see. I'm just gonna go off my phone because I don't remember everything entirely. But the main thing is, I'm just gonna go over like the main amounts that I have. So I'm 79% African, and that really shocked me. I was not expecting such a high number. And like I said, it's mainly because I've been told so many things, both from, growing up in school. As an adult, people are always curious, like, oh, what are you? Where are you from? You look like you're mixed, you look like you have whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then not even just like strangers, my own family would, tell me stuff or say that they were told by their grandparents or whatever. So there's a lot of crap that was apparently passed down. And of course, I do know that everybody doesn't get DNA from every ancestor. So it's possible that these things were true and that I just didn't get whatever, but I'm more on the side of believing that it never was true to begin with. So, yeah, I'm 79% African, and of that makeup, I'm 31% from Ivory Coast, Ghana. I have 14% Mali, 10% Africa, Southeastern Bantu, 9% Cameroon, Congo, 7% Benin, Togo, and 7% Nigeria. And to talk about this a little bit too, my half sister and even my mother were constantly told that they resembled people from Kenya. We had some African friends, and they were from Kenya, and they like freaked out when they saw my mom. They were like, "Oh my God, like doesn't she look just like my cousin such and such?" And me and my mom just kind of look at each other like, "Okay," but yeah. So that was all not there. No Kenyan, um, none of that. What I find to be the most shocking, I guess, is probably the Mali and Nigeria part. I don't know why Nigeria is shocking to me, but it just is. Ivory Coast and Ghana is kind of expected if you know anything about African American history. I am so sorry. My light kept going out. It has like a shortage in it or something. I'm gonna get that fixed, I promise. But anyway, if you know anything about African history, most of us came from the west coast of Africa because obviously it was closer to the United States, easier to just grab and go, if you will. So I wasn't shocked by that, but still I found it kind of interesting because I always hear about Ghana and whatnot. So yeah, I think the Mali part is kind of cool in the aspect too, and sad because it is one of the poorest, if not the poorest, country in the world. So very interesting. And the other thing that I really like about this is that it really does give you like an identity. We all know that we're African American. We've all been told that, we're a mix. And African Americans are essentially mutts. We have something of everything in us. So it's nice to know like where exactly did you come from. A lot of other people of different ethnicities, whether you are white or Asian, I mean, you generally know like what country you came from specifically. As an African American, all you really know is what continent you came from, unless you aren't a descendant of a slave and have come over here on your own. So that's another story, though. So anyway, moving on. So they also have this little thing for trace regions. They break everything up into both regions, which are essentially, the main points where there's, I guess, 7% or more, most of your DNA comes from. Or I wouldn't say 7% or more, but whatever. For me, it's 7% or more, technically. And then they have trace regions, I guess the areas in which you have small percentages. It can be less than 1%, 1%, whatever, that kind of make up the rest of you. So for my trace regions, I have less than 1% from Senegal, which is also in Africa. And then moving on, I am less than 1% South Asian. For the European region aspect of me, I have quite a lot. A lot of different places, that is. It totals 18%. I am 6% Great Britain, 4% Finland, Northwest Russia, 4% Irish or Ireland, 1% European East, 1% European Jewish. And that was a really shocking one, too, European Jewish, which I had never really heard of that, but my parents were well aware of it. So, yeah, moving on. I have less than 1% Italy, Greece. I am so sorry, I'm getting over a cold. And less than 1% Scandinavia or Scandinavian. For a Pacific Islander, once again, shows my lack of knowledge. I'd never heard of Polynesia. It sounded kind of familiar. To my understanding, it's essentially the New Zealand, Hawaii-like area. I have less than 1%, which I had been told stuff like that before, that, oh, you look Hawaiian. And for West Asia, I have Caucasus, which that is essentially somewhere like in the Middle East, in between ish. It includes parts of the Middle East. So the other great aspect about taking this test is that it also allows you to get in contact with other people who have also taken the DNA test through Ancestry DNA, and you can choose to contact them. They can contact you. You can, ask each other questions, share family trees. This part is where it was kind of hit or miss for me. They want you to pay for a membership in order to really do much more of anything else, unless you just want to message them and spend forever trying to figure out how you're related. This might seem selfish and kind of stupid, but honestly, I wasn't really too interested in that. I was, I guess by no surprise, but I was really shocked at the number of white people that, were related to me. And they were, really adamant on trying to figure out, oh, my niece, is, related to you. Let's figure out how, send me a message or email me at AOL.com. And I'm like, AOL? But I wasn't really too interested in that. And part of me also kind of felt like, I don't know, I just don't like filling use as a token. But whatever. It's just a DNA test. I highly recommend that you do take it. If you're really serious about connecting with everyone you're related to, this is also a great way to do that. I just personally am not a big fan. I hate to sound selfish or mean, but I would spend forever if I were to reply to every single last person. They found 179 matches for me, including my sister. And I have an interesting short story. Not to put all my family's business out there, but I discovered a long-lost cousin that I have through Ancestry DNA. She did not know who her father was. It turns out that he is my uncle, she is my cousin, and she is in her 30s. She just graduated, got a master's degree. So, and I'm sorry if you're watching this, but at least I didn't say your name. So that was a really interesting aspect. She was a first cousin, and yeah, my grandma and mother and my uncle are all obviously very excited about this newfound discovery. But other than that exception to the rule, I guess, I don't know. I just wasn't too interested in that aspect. I am, but when you consider how distant they are, like we're just related through like a great grandparent, and I'll probably never meet these people. I will spend forever messaging people back and forth, answering every single last question. I have a job, a life, I want to do fun stuff. I just don't have the time for all of this. And truth be told, I really just took the test to figure out where I came from. Not so interested in finding more family members. But that's just me. Sorry to be a party pooper. And just to let you know, you will have people that you will message that will not reply back to you. So you'll have people like me. I do reply, might I add, but I'm not gonna have a 60 message back and forth chain over the same thing. And I'm not gonna pay for membership. So I'm not much help for anybody that was curious as to how they're related to me. Like, oh my god, like I have a black cousin. So that's that. I guess that's it. Like I said, the test was $99. I got mine through Amazon.com. Came very fast. Everything you need to know is inside of this little booklet. It explains everything to you. You essentially just spit inside of a little test tube. You mail it back to them, and that's about it. Nothing else to it. No tricks, whatever. It can take longer than the 4 weeks depending on when you get it, especially now, it being the holiday season. So I highly recommend that you order yours as soon as possible. You can give it as a gift. If you have a minor that you want to test it on, just make an account saying that they are 18 or older, and it has to be basically made in your name, technically. So just, you have to do it yourself. I don't know why there's an age limit on it, but I guess there's some type of legality to it. Don't know. You can also choose to delete your results from the website and just save them for yourself, like through your email. You can print it out, whatever. If for some strange reason you don't want anybody to see that. I guess that's it. So yeah, I am in total, I am 79% African, 18% European, and the rest, which I'm not about to bother to add up, I guess it's like 3% or less than 3% Asian. So that's it. And thank you so much for watching my video. This was my Ancestry DNA results. Feel free to share yours in the comments. We can have a discussion about what you think. And like I said, while I don't have Native American in me directly, nor do any of my family members that have taken the test, it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't. Definitely take the test, try it out. You never know. I did see people that were distant cousins of mine that do have Native American in them. To my understanding, I think they also include people that are from South America and Mexico as Native American. So their definition of Native American might not be what you're thinking of. But truth be told, that really is the same thing as being Native American. But that's another story. I'm not going to get into my own beliefs and opinions on that topic before I start a war. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye.